Tom, thanks for joining us. Can you just talk us through a little bit about the amount of preparation and work that goes into hosting an event here?
Certainly. So last autumn we had this tournament in our focus, so we're looking at little things like protecting the tees we're going to be using, and then leading up to the event, we're making sure we're double cutting, we're presenting the course months in advance really, and then leading up to the actual week, the guys are in at 5 o'clock in the morning, getting all the gear ready, out on the course for 5:15. We do a full morning setup which will include cutting greens, holes, rolling, approaches, bunkers, and then we're in for about 10 o'clock. We'll have a rest during the day, and then we're all back in for just before 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the guys will go out and do an evening of a full setup, so do jobs like rough mowing, fairways, all the jobs that take long periods of time we'll do in the evening, and also then we can get the dry cuts in as well. So there's a lot that goes into it.
That is a lot of work.
It is.
Just for those people who don't know, how many have you got in your team for an event like this?
So we are a full-time crew of 7 greenkeepers, including myself, which is quite small, I'd say. We also rely heavily on volunteers. So our greens director, Colin, he volunteers with us, so he'll be out with the full morning setup. We've got another young lad called James who volunteers for us as well. So yeah, there's basically 9 of us that do the full setup for the competition.
We've talked to quite a few volunteers this week. Just how important are Colin and James to you in a week like this?
Oh, massive. They take the pressure off, and they're very experienced volunteers as well, to the point where, I set them a task and they know exactly what they're doing. So, yeah, they're a vital part of the team. I almost see them as employees. They're that good. So.
All the players have talked about the quality of the course this week. Just how proud are you of what you've done this week?
No, really proud. I mean, the boys have done a fantastic job, and like I say, we're a relatively small team for this size of golf course, but they've done a fantastic job, and they've all been doing it with a smile on their face. Everything I've asked of them, they've done. So yeah, I couldn't be prouder really. It's been a fantastic week.
And for people who are thinking about getting into greenkeeping, what kind of advice would you give them, and how would you think they'd look to get started?
So, I mean, you can start as easy as just volunteering or getting a seasonal job at your local golf course. That's certainly how I started. And then work your way up. There's loads of different science-based qualifications that you can do. I mean, even if you've just got a love for the outdoors, it's a great industry to be in. So yeah, I'd highly recommend it.
And it's Mental Health Awareness Week this week. Just how important is this job to your mental health and that of your team as well?
Massive. I mean, I've always loved the outdoors, like I say, and for me, just being out in the fresh air, in nature, is just, a fantastic way to put your mind at rest, really. And also, I'm quite a busy person, so to keep busy and remain active, work is almost that focus for me. I'd say it's more of a lifestyle than a job. It's a fantastic industry to be a part of.